For 8,000 years, the Velrian Rift had been a wall, impassable, absolute, silent. Then the alarms tore through the observation station, shattering the silence.
Report. Why is the rift alarm sounding?
There's something inside the rift. Lights.
Increase magnification. Now.
The viewport rippled as the optics strained, and there it was, a city. Spires, rings, shimmering windows, floating in the heart of the anomaly, as if it belonged there.
That's not possible. Nothing can survive the rift's gravitational shear. It's a death zone.
Within the hour, a survey ship slipped through the rift's boundary, its hull groaning against the twisted physics. The crew trained every sensor on the impossible structure. Readings cascaded across their screens. Stable atmospheric pressure, breathable mix, millions of life signs, a fully inhabited city. The forward camera locked onto the docking beacon, its message clear and cheerful. Welcome. Tours daily. No council ID required.
Who would dare build this? This mockery inside our border?
Within the hour, the three counselors sat in the high-vaulted chamber, the rift's glowing distortion mirrored on every holoscreen.
It has to be the humans. They've always resented the border. Now they've found a way to mock it.
Their recorded gravitational manipulation capability doesn't match what's needed to stabilize structures inside the rift. The math doesn't work.
Then perhaps it's not human. We shouldn't leap to conclusions. Let the survey ship complete its sensor sweep.
New data flooded in from the survey ship, the docking beacon's transmission, the architecture's lines, all distinctly, unmistakably human.
They violated the treaty. The rift was the agreed boundary. This is an act of aggression.
The treaty forbids settlement beyond the rift's outer boundary. It says nothing about building inside the anomaly. Technically, they are still on their side.
Then, let's ask them. A formal inquiry, not an accusation. Ambassador Chen has always been difficult to read.
Fine. Open a priority channel to Earth. Let's see what their ambassador has to say about this impossible city.
The main holoscreen flickered, a direct line to Earth establishing. The council waited, the weight of an ancient mistake pressing down. The holocall connected, and Ambassador Jessica Chen's calm visage filled the chamber's central screen. Her silver-streaked hair was perfectly coiffed, her smile carrying an unsettling familiarity.
What is the meaning of this? How is there a city inside the rift?
Ah, counselors. I see you've finally discovered New Tessari. I was wondering when you'd see it.
You knew. How long has humanity been violating the border treaty?
I was told about it the day I became ambassador, 40 years ago.
So humanity constructed this alone? Without external help?
We did. New Tessari is ours.
But how? The rift's gravitational forces are a navigational impossibility.
Why don't you come find out? I am extending a formal invitation to tour the city. Let me know when you are ready. Take your time.
The hologram collapsed, leaving a stunned silence. Graven's clenched fist was the only movement in the room.
She knew. They all knew. 40 years of lies while we guarded an empty line.
Enough. We need facts, not fury. Order a full spectrum analysis of the city. Now.
Within hours, the preliminary report coalesced on the central display. The numbers were a verdict. 7 million life signs. Stable atmosphere. Infrastructure optimized for the rift's microgravity. It was a fully realized metropolis.
Construction began 180 years ago. This is not a recent incursion. It's a mature colony.
Cross-referencing Earth's official records. Their reported population is barely half of what it must be to support this.
They've been hiding half their population for a century, laughing at our borders from the inside.
Or they were simply living their lives while we waited for a trespass that never came. The border never protected us. It protected them.
The chamber fell into a grim silence. No treaty had been broken, but an entire worldview lay shattered at their feet. The next hours were consumed by relentless analysis. Every material, every energy signature pointed to the same deafening conclusion.
It must be a plot. The humans could never achieve this on their own. Some other species must have provided the technology.
The forensics are conclusive. Every component, every line of code is human. There are no alien fingerprints.
I've been scanning their history. They've colonized ocean trenches, built cities on airless rocks. The rift is simply another environment they've adapted to.
Graven's fist slammed onto the table, scattering holograms like startled birds.
Then we blockade the rift, position a fleet at every mapped exit, contain this infestation.
With what legal mandate? The treaty doesn't extend into the rift. We'd be the aggressors, and we'd likely lose the engagement.
The argument wore on, but the hard truth remained. The Council could not act without consequences. It could not afford, so a formal note of concern was drafted instead, its diplomatic language a thin veil over political paralysis.
This city is an achievement, Oris. If we had any wisdom, we'd be learning from it, not condemning it.
The Council's formal note of concern arrived on Jessica's terminal that evening. She read it with the faintest of smiles.
They're more scared than angry now. Good.
Light years away, a young freelance journalist heard the rumors and set course for the rift. Her ship received a cheerful automated hail. Welcome to New Tessari. Please proceed to Docking Bay 7. She stepped out into a broad promenade, thrumming with life. Humans and aliens, alike market stalls, trees and light. Her recorder captured the scene, her voice hushed with disbelief. On the Council station, a sensor officer flagged the unauthorized approach. Graven was notified within minutes.
This is getting out of hand. We're losing control of the narrative.
We never officially barred independent travel to the rift. There is no legal basis to intervene.
The journalist's first broadcast went live an hour later, beaming the impossible city to dozens of species.
They called it a ceiling. We called it a front door, and for 2 centuries it stayed ours alone.
200 years ago, Dr. Ilara Vance discovered the rift wasn't impassable, only rigid Council ships. A precise gravitational resonance was needed. Humanity sent flexible, smaller vessels, dancing through the anomaly's currents into a stable pocket space.
Keep it hidden until they're ready, my mentor said. When they finally notice, the truth will speak for itself.
Now, 40 years into her ambassadorship, the moment had arrived. An aide entered with a datapad. The journalist's broadcast had gone viral across 17 systems.
Let them come. That's what we built it for. They're ready now, whether they like it or not.
The border that was meant to contain them had become their greatest shield.
And now, it would become a bridge.
The broadcast rippled through the galactic network. Within hours, the Council's private chambers buzzed with urgent diplomatic queries from a dozen emissaries.
Jam that broadcast. Issue an immediate retraction. This city is a provocation and must be treated as such.
Jamming a civilian broadcast would confirm our panic. An open, curious stance would show strength.
Suppressing information is contrary to the Council's founding principles. It would also be ineffective.
Graven's frustration of the stormed out, his robes snapping like a behind closed doors. Whispers of a split spread among aides. Several junior counselors exchanged troubled glances.
Graven clings to a dead doctrine. If the Council won't act, I will.
Saren gathered a small circle of open-minded colleagues, discussing the possibility of an independent fact-finding mission. The Council's official statement remained a careful non-committal, but its silence could not mask the fractures within.
Perhaps Seren is right. The city is a fact. Denying it only makes us look weak.
Saren opened a private channel to Ambassador Chen. The request was simple: permission to visit.
Of course, Counselor. I'll arrange everything. No conditions.
Graven learned of the call within minutes. He intercepted Saren in the corridor, his voice a blade.
You would go alone. The entire Council will see it as betrayal.
Only if what I find is terrible. I doubt that. History will side with the curious, not the afraid.
Without another word, Saren turned and walked to the hangar. Her shuttle stood ready, a sliver of frost blue against the gray bulkheads. The engines hummed to life, and the elegant craft slipped through the atmospheric shield into the void. Oris watched from the observation deck, offering only a neutral nod as the shuttle passed the station's outer marker.
Counselor, Saren is inbound. Make sure the welcome mat is out.
Automated beacons pulsed a friendly greeting across the rift's distorted space, awaiting the first council visitor. The shuttle settled onto the docking platform, its hull still singing with the rift's eerie resonance. As the hatch opened, warm golden light spilled in.
Counselor Saren, welcome. You are the first to accept our invitation in person. We're honored.
It's not a fortress. It's a home. The air tastes of gardens, not recycled station atmosphere.
They walked through residential sectors where families lived, not soldiers. Greenery draped every balcony, and the sound of children's laughter echoed.
Those children, human and alien together. They're playing as if they've never known anything else.
Inside the city museum, a holographic timeline stretched along the wall, displaying 200 years of expansion from a single tiny module.
They said impossible, so we just knocked. This was your first ship?
We weren't hiding from you. We were just living. The rift gave us room to grow.
Saren excused herself to a quiet alcove, her hands trembling as she activated her personal recorder.
I was wrong. The council was wrong. This city is not a transgression. It's a testament.
Counselor Saren's holographic image materialized in the center of the chamber, her expression resolute and her voice steady.
I recommend immediate diplomatic engagement. New Tessari is a testament to adaptation, not a threat.
You were seduced by novelty. This is a human trick to undermine our authority.
I saw no weapons, only gardens. Markets and children of mixed species playing together.
I call for a vote, containment measures, a military quarantine. All in favor.
The voting display activated, a harsh light breaking the chamber's tension.
I abstain. There is no legal basis, and the risk of conflict outweighs any perceived gain.
I vote against. We cannot condemn what we do not understand.
The motion failed. Graven's fist slammed onto the table, the sound reverberating like a dying pulse. Within minutes, the news of the council's paralyzed vote spread beyond the station's walls. Ambassador Jessica Chen stepped before the galactic press. Her serene smile, a quiet triumph.
For too long, the Velrian Rift was called a ceiling. Today, it's a welcome mat. New Tessari offers tours, trade, and culture to all. Council species receive a special welcome package with discounted accommodations.
The broadcast rippled through the galactic network, the city's luminous image and invitation no one could ignore.
She's turning it into a circus, a human spectacle.
A circus where everyone is welcome. That's the point.
We're going to need more tour guides. The booking servers are crashing.
Then train them. The galaxy is knocking, and we built this door to open wide.
On the council station, Graven's datapad shattered against the wall, but the trend was unstoppable. Citizens from across council space began booking passage, their curiosity louder than any official silence. Weeks stretched into months. New Tessari adapted, its market stalls now offering delicacies from a dozen council worlds. Saren became a quiet bridge, leading unofficial envoys through the city. Their reports home eroded the old orthodoxy. Graven's public addresses grew less fiery. A council poll showed his approval slipping below 30%. An aide ventured a suggestion.
What if I speak with the ambassador, privately, just to clarify positions?
The request reached Jessica's terminal. She read it, then nodded.
Tell Counselor Graven I accept. Face to face at the old border station, neutral ground.
I can mediate if it helps.
This is my burden. Attend if you wish, but I will not hide behind others.
The meeting was set for the following cycle. The galaxy held its breath. The border station's conference room held only 2 chairs. No aides, no recorders, just the weight of 8 millennia between them.
You've made fools of us. The entire galaxy is laughing.
You did that yourselves. We just built a city.
Why keep it secret? Why hide your true numbers for so long?
Because you would have stopped us. We didn't want your permission to live.
She placed a small data chip on the table. It held nothing but a sound, the first cry of a human born inside the rift. Graven stared at it. His rigid shoulders sagged, the fight draining.
I will cease my opposition. Do not expect my approval.
That's all I asked. The rest will come in time.
They stood. No handshake, but a nod of mutual acknowledgement. The truce had begun. Counselor Graven's statement crackled through galactic channels. The Council does not object to member species interacting with New Tessari in a personal capacity. The words were brittle, but the ice was broken.
Oris, this is our chance. A formal delegation led by us to assess the city properly.
I will go. Not as a tourist, but as an observer. If it withstands scrutiny, I will say so.
The delegation's shuttle set down in New Tessari's main plaza. Governor Kalen Draven extended his hand to Oris, the gesture heavy with history.
Welcome, counselors. We've waited a long time for this day.
Oris, ever, the analyst, noted the city's traffic systems first. Ships moved in perfect synchronicity, no delays.
Their logistical algorithms are more advanced than our core world hubs. It's elegant.
And in that research tower, they're sequencing alien genomes alongside human ones. Collaboration, not competition.
In a quiet alcove overlooking the city, Oris faced Saren. His glowing eyes held a new light.
This is not what I expected. It's better. I will recommend full diplomatic recognition.
The report from Oris waited on his desk. Graven read it without the expected fury, only a heavy, settling silence. He summoned Saren and Oris. No aides accompanied them. The old counselor's voice was quieter than they had ever heard.
I still believe in order, in strong foundations, but perhaps this order needed to change.
That's not easy to say.
Number, it is not. He will not campaign against the recognition vote. I will attend no ceremony, but I will not block it.
Then it will pass. The Council will follow the evidence.
Thank you, Graven, for this.
Just make sure the galaxy remembers the Council existed before that city, that we were not always this.
The old guard had conceded. The road to formal recognition lay open. Its final barrier not a rift, but a memory. The council chamber fell silent as the motion for full diplomatic recognition appeared on every screen. 89% in favor. The chamber erupted in a cacophony of relief and disbelief.
They voted. The rift is officially ours. And the galaxies.
New Tessari transformed. Banners hung from crystalline spires, and a grand plaza shimmered under the violet gold aurora.
Counselors, Oris and Saren, welcome to the Unity Accord ceremony.
We built a city in what you called impossible. Now it's our gateway to the stars.
And for the record, tours are still discounted for council species.
A beacon activated high above the city, a rift bridge, its steady pulse promising safe passage to all who came in peace. Auroras of gold and violet painted the sky as the crowd below, human and alien, old and young, lifted their faces in wonder. Dignitaries mingled freely, the first truly mixed social gathering of its kind. The rift had become a bridge as celebrations echoed through the city. Jessica slipped away to a secluded garden. Twilight had softened the towers, and a lone figure sat on a bench overlooking the cityscape. She recognized the ash-gray silhouette and the gold crown resting beside him. She sat without a word.
For 8,000 years, we thought we knew where the universe ended. It didn't end. It just started.
Everyone has blind spots. The trick is seeing them.
Thank you for not making this a victory parade.
It's not. It's a beginning.
They stood, and for the first time, Graven extended his hand, palm up, a human gesture he had learned, a bridge built of 200 years' patience, and one old man's change of heart. The rift above pulsed softly, its light no longer a barrier, but a beacon. 1 year later, New Tessari had doubled its docking capacity, the spires now lit by the neon of alien-run bistros and the hum of a polyglot populace. In a sunlit schoolyard, human children chased alien playmates through floating rings, their laughter a common language. A teacher's voice carried through the courtyard. And that's why we say, the rift didn't stop us, it started us. The tourism office now employed more council species than humans, their smiling faces guiding cues that stretched into the next borough. A billboard proclaimed, New Tessari, the city that shouldn't be, welcomes you, in 6 languages.
The new science exchange program will link our universities directly. History won't repeat itself.
Number, it will write a new chapter.
In the city museum, Graven's portrait hung beneath the caption, "The elder who learned to see, the rift was never a wall. It was a test of imagination. Humanity passed. They called it impassable. So we passed through. They said no one could live there. So we built a home. They said it was a border. So we made it a bridge, and the sign that once read no council ID required, now simply added, now council IDs accepted. But still not required. From deep space, the Velrian Rift was no longer a scar. It was a river of light. Ships streamed in and out, carrying the curious, the hopeful, the once divided. In the end, the greatest border is the one we set for ourselves, and every boundary holds a hidden door. If you have the courage to build the key, council, said humans, couldn't cross the rift. Humans had built a city inside it, and so they did. Fade to black, music swells, a quiet, hopeful theme rising from the silence. Council said humans couldn't cross the rift, but we built a home inside it, a story of patience, of turning walls into doorways. And in the quiet, the city's welcome chime echoes one last time, a two-tone melody, a promise kept. Council said humans couldn't cross the rift. Humans had built a city inside it, an HFY story. Thank you for watching. Fade to black, and in the stillness that follows, the city keeps breathing. Lights in windows, laughter in corridors, ships whispering through the rift's ancient glow. A child asks why the sky is purple. An elder says, because we refuse to stop. They built not to defy, but to be. And in being, they opened a door the galaxy didn't know was there. So, let the record show. The council said humans couldn't cross the rift, and the humans said, watch us. They didn't just cross it. They made it home, a home with open doors, a beacon in the dark. A bridge where once stood a wall, and as the last ship glides through the rift, its pilot hears the same automated greeting that started it all. Welcome. Tours daily. No council ID required. The signal fades, but the city remains. A testament to imagination, patience, and the quiet refusal to believe in ceilings. End transmission.